Hello class, welcome to the week report 2 video. So for the week report, these are the list of tasks that you need to complete, starting with task number 1, which is lab 2, installing Ubuntu 24.04. The link is right over here and it's also available in Blackboard. Once you complete the lab, then you need to move along and so this is just a note here. If you haven't completed the previous assignments, you need to do it before you do this one. Otherwise, you're not going to know what to do. Here is complete discussion board to the history of Linux. Again, this can be done later on if you don't have the time. This is due at the end of the semester anyway. Complete note 2. This and everything else is going to be done in the virtual machine. No more Windows, no more Mac. Everything is in the virtual machine. So let's take a look at that. What will you include in your notes? So let's go and open our folder or directory, which is the same thing, CIS 106. Here I have a folder for notes, and here I'm gonna create a new folder for notes 2. You should have a folder for notes 1 here because you completed notes 1 and I didn't, but you did. And then to move the file notes 1 and 2 to this folder, open CIS 106 in VS Code. So let's open VS Code. Okay, so VS Code is open. File, open folder. CIS 106, open. Good, I'm in the right place. Then here, inside the Notes 2 directory, we're going to create a file called Notes 2. So let's go to Notes, and then here we're going to create a file called notes2.md. Right, if you're not sure where the file was created, again, you can simply go to your file manager, open Notes 2, and notice that you have a file there called notes2.md. So I'm going to close that. I don't need my terminal open right now. And then let me just put this side by side. Good. Maybe I want to make VS Code a little bigger. Perfect. In the notes 2, we're going to answer the questions that we have over here. So all I'm going to do is copy this. Just going to copy the whole thing to make my life easy. Paste it here. And this is going to be a title. So lecture 2, introduction to Linux. This I can leave it in bulleted number points if I want to. I can also give this title 2 if I want. If I wonder how I did that, Control Shift and the arrow key down for multi-line selection. And that's it. Now let's preview our file just for the sake of looking at how it's, just to see how it's looking like, and formatting looks good. So let's move on. Lecture 2, introduction to Linux. So this here does not need to be there anymore. I'm gonna save, Control S, then here I can provide an answer, and you can leave the indented bullet list if you want. That's no big deal. Yeah, let's fix the grammar of that. Okay, now where are you going to find these answers? Well, in the presentation. So if you go to Introduction to Linux, the first one is asking me what an operating system is. The answer you're going to find it right over here. So we can simply type an operating system provides all fundamental software of a computer. An OS That's good enough. Let's fix some of the mistakes I made over here. Done. Now you do that. Now after you have completed that, sorry for all the stuttering, I am very, very tired. You can get rid of this if you want completely, or you can leave the number, the bulleted list or the number list if you want to. That's perfectly fine with me. After you have completed all the answers here, make sure that you preview your document. I'm gonna go full screen real quick. Make sure that you preview the document. Formatting is a little broken, so let me see if I can fix it. And yeah, I just need to put a space here and it's looking good. Perfect. And once you complete, you take a look, it looks good. I'm gonna close it. Remember, I don't want screenshots in this document, just definitions. Right click. Let's convert this to PDF real quick. And now we're gonna push this to GitHub. So new terminal, git pull, git add period, git commit -m, finished, notes 2, and then git push. Again, you're gonna do this after you have answered all the questions and you finish your notes. If you want, you can go to Blackboard and give me the PDF and the URL of this document. So you go to your repository, notes, and then you give me the URL to this file, right? This URL over here. And you upload the PDF of notes to that PDF. Let's go back to the week report. Once you finish with your notes, where are you? We're gonna complete the week report, and the week report is very easy. What you're gonna submit for the report? Okay, so now we're gonna create a folder here, new folder. Wait, hold on, the folder is being created in the wrong place. Selecting here, perfect. WR2. Just make sure you click on week reports, and that week report is selected when you create the folder. Otherwise, the folder will be created inside WR1, and we don't want that. Then in WR2, we're gonna create a new file called WR2.md. And then here, titled week report 2, week report 2. And all we want is a link. So again, here we're gonna say lab 2. And here you can give me the URL to lab 2. Or you can simply link to the file itself like this, lab 2, and the file is located inside. Let's go back one step, back another step, labs, lab2.md. Either of these two is fine, right? You can either use the URL in GitHub or you can use the URL of the file inside your directory structure. Any of these two, let me zoom in real quick so that you see what I'm talking about. Any of these two is fine for me. Now, let's also provide go to the instruction and a link to our notes. So again, we're gonna do the same thing, notes 2, and then .md, and also let me give you the other way so that you have it as an example. Again, you only need to do one of these links. You don't need to do both of them. One is fine. And that's it. You can leave it as that, or you can do even better. You can say lab link as a heading 2, and notes link over here as well. You can even add a horizontal line if you feel like it. That's all up to you. Again, once you finish this, preview it. Everything looks fine. Convert this to PDF. And now the same process, we're gonna send it to GitHub. So git add period git commit -m finish wr2 git push, and you're done. Go back to your repository, refresh, week reports, week report 2, and this is the URL that you're gonna give me. Notice that if you click on any of these links, it takes you to the lab. Both of them, they work fine because they are linking to the same place, right? I'm gonna check that your links work, and if they work, you get your grade. That is just for you to prove that you completed your week report. Special notes, take a snapshot of your virtual machine after you complete the report. I'm gonna show you how to do it. This only applies for people using VirtualBox. If you're on a Mac and you're using UTM, this doesn't apply to you because you don't have a way of making snapshots in UTM. Again, this only applies for people in VirtualBox. Now let's close this because we don't need it anymore. You know exactly where to submit this stuff. We need to turn the computer off, power off, power off. And now let's open VirtualBox. Move to the snapshot section and then click on take. We're gonna call this a snapshot 1, finished week report 2. Right? Do I have any other snapshots here? Yes, I do. So I'm gonna call this a snapshot 2, finished week report. Click on OK, and you're fine. And that's it. Now we can close this, and you finish with your week report for week number 2. See you in class.